You probably find yourself staring at your bank account often, with barely any savings to speak of. Your expenses seem to pile up faster than you can pay them off, and every month it feels like your paycheck just vanishes into thin air. The credit card debt hovers around you like a dark cloud. Or maybe you're a student, grinding through a degree, hoping it'll eventually land you a decent job. But right now, all you have is a growing mountain of student loans, and the thought of wealth feels like a distant fantasy. You see them on social media, those millionaires, those billionaires who made it to the top, especially the ones who did it while they were still young. You can't help but wonder, how did they do it? It baffles you, it frustrates you. You start to rationalize it. They were lucky, they had connections, they were born with a silver spoon in their mouths, they cut corners, cheated, or even sold their souls. And even if they made all that money, who's to say it made them happy? Then there are the thoughts that creep in late at night. I'm just not smart enough. I wasn't dealt the right cards. I don't have the talent or the luck to ever get there. You think back to those dreams you once had, of owning that sleek sports car, of buying that dream house, of traveling the world without a second thought. But now, it's hard not to see those dreams as just that, dreams. Fading fantasies that will never see the light of day. Eventually, it hits you like a slap to the face. The game is rigged, you think. It's always been rigged. And here you are, stuck on the losing side. But what if I told you, you got it wrong? What if there was a blueprint, a real tangible formula for wealth, a science behind the flow of money that you've never been shown before? What if those dreams you've kept locked away, dreams of paying off your parents' mortgage, traveling the world without a care, living life on your own terms, could actually become your reality? Would you doubt me if I said it's possible? I assure you, this isn't a fantasy. By the end of this video, you'll see that there's another side to the story, one that no one has been willing to show you. But let me be clear, the path is far from easy. It's riddled with challenges, setbacks, and moments that will test your very core. You'll have to face some harsh truths that the education system and society conveniently left out. The reality is most won't have the resilience to make it all the way. This journey will demand more from you than you ever imagined. However, for those who can weather the storm, who refuse to give in to mediocrity, the rewards are beyond what you can comprehend. At the end of this road lies not just financial freedom, but a life where money no longer dictates your decisions. So I ask you, are you ready to walk this path? What do you really believe about money? Is it something you grind day and night to earn? Do you see it as something that must be inherited, a privilege handed down? Or is it something you've been desperately chasing, always just out of reach? Be honest, how many years have you spent running after it? The truth is, most of your beliefs around money are shaped by the environment you grew up in. If you were raised in a household where money was scarce, you might carry that mindset into adulthood, convinced you'll never have enough. Or maybe it drove you to go to the other extreme, to hustle relentlessly so you'd never find yourself struggling like your parents did. And let's face it, school did nothing to prepare you for the realities of money. No classes taught you how to build wealth or manage your finances. So, if you're struggling with money right now, there's a good chance you've been playing this game all wrong. But stick with me for a moment, because if you want to change your financial future, it's time to completely rethink everything you've ever believed about money. Most people were taught that to become wealthy, you must come from a rich family or be born at the right time in history and have access to the best education. But here's the truth. Throughout history, the most successful people didn't start with wealth. They started with a unique gift, a vision, and the relentless drive to create value. This is the untold truth about money. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how you can build wealth from absolutely nothing. Let's take a journey back in time to a place where wealth was measured not in dollars or euros, but in the resources you controlled. In ancient Mesopotamia, Egypt, and Rome, wealth was power. The wealthiest individuals weren't sitting on piles of cash. They controlled grain, land, and metals. These were the lifeblood of civilization, the things everyone needed to survive. Back then, it wasn't about having money. It was about controlling resources. The ancient Babylonians even developed the first recorded financial systems, trading resources, using early forms of loans, and creating contracts. They understood that money is merely a tool, a representation of value. And this principle hasn't changed for thousands of years. But the game changed with the Industrial Revolution. A new class of wealth emerged, not from the kings and nobles, but from ordinary people who saw opportunity where others saw nothing. Think of Andrew Carnegie, who started with nothing but went on to dominate the steel industry, or John D. Rockefeller, who turned a small oil refinery into a global empire. What did they understand that others didn't? Leverage, whether it was through machines, labor, or systems. They figured out how to multiply their efforts to create exponential value. And today, we see this same principle at work with modern-day billionaires. Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Larry Ellison, Mark Zuckerberg, Bernard Arnault, Larry Page, Bill Gates. The common thing about all the names I just mentioned is not that they are the top wealthy people on Earth now, but they all are self-made billionaires. Fortune.com, as well as many other studies, backs this conclusion. These people didn't just stumble into wealth. They mastered the art of taking their unique skills and scaling them. They understood that wealth is built by creating value that scales, not just trading hours for dollars. The truth is, your equation is completely off. Here's the one you've been taught. Money equals the salary from a job. Over time, the pursuit of landing that job becomes the primary focus of your education. The issue is, relying on this equation to generate wealth will never get you to where you want to be. If you earn $30 an hour and work 40 hours each week, it will take you 50 years to reach 0.1% of Elon Musk's current wealth. And that is without subtracting any taxes or expenses throughout the 50 years, talk less of the devaluation of inflation. This chart gives a clear representation of how insignificant your annual income is when put beside Mr. Elon Musk's wealth. 0%. We all possess one invaluable resource, the most critical of all. Once it's gone, there's no getting it back. That resource is time. In a typical job, the money you earn is directly tied to the time you invest in it. You might find yourself wondering, how is it that some people become self-made millionaires and billionaires at such a young age? What sets them apart from the rest of us? The truth is, they've cracked a better equation. They understand money in a way that you haven't fully unlocked yet. The average person trades time for money. They wake up, head to work, put in their hours, and collect a paycheck. It's a cycle that repeats day after day, year after year. But here's the catch. When you're trading time for money, there's a hard limit on how much you can earn. No matter how hard you work, your income is tied to your hours. The wealthy, they play a different game. They understand that time is the most valuable currency. Instead of trading it for money, they invest it. How? By focusing on assets that generate passive income. They build businesses, invest in stocks, real estate, or even develop intellectual property that pays them while they sleep. Think about Jeff Bezos. In the early days of Amazon, he invested his time to build an empire. Today, Amazon generates billions, even when he's not in the office. That's the power of investing time upfront for exponential returns later. So, what's the lesson here? The rich don't think in terms of hours. They think in terms of leverage. They ask, how can I create something today that continues to pay me tomorrow, next year, or even decades from now? If you're constantly trading your time for money, you're in a race against the clock. But when you learn to leverage your time, when you focus on building systems, businesses, and investments that work for you, That's when you unlock true financial freedom. So the question you need to ask yourself is not, how can I make more money? It is, how can I make my time work for me? Because once you master the secret of time, wealth will follow. You might still be asking, so how do I do it? How do I build wealth if I don't have millions to invest or connections in high places? Listen closely, because this is important. Stop chasing money. In a capitalist society, the rules of the game are clear. You get paid based on the perceived value you bring. The ones who determine your value, they are the market, the people who buy what you're selling. This market includes everyone, your friends, your family, your neighbors, your country. People often argue that athletes and artists are overpaid. But here's the truth. For these individuals to earn millions, there must first be a thriving market for their work. The public has to recognize the value of their art or sport. Only then do they spend money on tickets, merchandise, or other related products. When demand for a particular craft or sport is high, those who excel at it, the ones who have mastered their skills, get paid handsomely. It's not about how hard you work, but how much value the market places on what you do. The secret is simple. It starts with recognizing the value of your unique gift. Because the truth is, every single one of us has something that can be turned into wealth. Once you uncover it, turn it into a tool for solving problems, and people will pay handsomely for it. Jeff Bezos identified billion-dollar challenges, like the frustration of trudging to a store or waiting endlessly for a delivery. And now, he's reaping the rewards. Similarly, athletes, musicians, and artists channel their talents to solve emotional and psychological problems. Think about how you feel when your favorite team clinches a win. It's a rush of excitement. Or how a song can light up your mood and stir your soul. Even a beautifully crafted ring can spark joy and wonder. Each of these individuals offers unique forms of value in their own distinct ways, and in return, they receive corresponding rewards for the problems they solve through the value they bring. Let's break it down into a step-by-step plan. This isn't just theory. This is actionable practical advice that you can start using today. Every single person has something they are naturally good at. It could be music, coding, storytelling, teaching, design, motivating others. The list goes on. The first step is to identify what that is. Ask yourself, what are you passionate about? What do people often compliment you on? What's that one thing you can do for hours and lose track of time? Once you've discovered your gift, it's time to turn it into something that others find valuable. And remember, people don't pay you for your time. They pay you for the value you provide. Can you teach a skill? Can you solve a problem? Can you entertain? Identify where your gift overlaps with what the world needs, and you've found your gold mine. Imagine what would happen if you took that thing you're naturally good at, whether it's creating art, solving problems, or even making people laugh, and you refined it, packaged it, and offered it to the world. Imagine waking up every day, knowing that you're not just earning money, but making an impact. And the best part? You're doing it on your terms. So if you're sitting on a gift, waiting for the perfect time or the perfect moment, stop waiting. The world is out there, hungry for what you have to offer. Because when you stop thinking about making money and start focusing on creating value, that's when everything changes. Here's where people often get stuck. Let's face it, the 9-to-5 grind is not built for freedom. It's a trap designed to keep you trading time for money until the day you die. They think they need to work harder and put in more hours. But here's the thing. There's a way out. And it's not about working harder. It's about building smarter. The wealthy understand that the key is to scale. They create businesses that scale. Businesses that continue to generate income whether they are at the office, at home, or halfway across the world. Think about it. Jeff Bezos didn't grow Amazon into a trillion-dollar empire by packing boxes himself. He created a machine, an engine of automation that runs day and night. Elon Musk isn't personally building every Tesla on the assembly line. He built scalable systems to multiply his efforts. Today, the internet allows you to reach a global audience. You can create an online course, launch a YouTube channel, or build a digital product that sells while you sleep. That's the power of leverage. But let's be clear, it's not easy. It means taking risks, stepping out of your comfort zone, and being willing to fail again and again. And here's the beauty of it. If you're truly passionate, every failure is just another step closer to unlocking that business that aligns with your gift. Once you start generating value, the next step is to let your money work for you. This is where the magic of compounding comes in. Warren Buffett famously turned a few $1,000s into billions by reinvesting his gains over decades. The earlier you start, the more powerful compounding becomes. The biggest difference between those who succeed and those who don't is mindset. Building wealth isn't just about tactics. It's about believing that you can do it. Elon Musk wasn't born with the certainty that he could build electric cars and send rockets into space. He cultivated a mindset that allowed him to take risks, embrace failure, and push through when others would have given up. Still not convinced? Let's look at some real-world examples. Elon Musk started Zip2 in the 90s with just a few $1,000s. Jeff Bezos quit his stable job on Wall Street to sell books online, a move that seemed insane at the time. Sarah Blakely turned $5,000 of savings into the billion-dollar Spanx empire. These people didn't wait for permission or the perfect opportunity. They created value from nothing. For most people, it was never truly about the money. Because let's be honest, money? It's just ink on paper, a digital number on a screen. Its value only exists because we collectively agree that it does. From the very beginning, this was never about stacking bills or watching digits grow in your bank account. No, it was about something far more profound. The idea of paying off your mortgage, cruising around in your dream car, and jet-setting to the corners of the world. Those were never the ultimate goals. They were simply symbols. Symbols of the one thing you've been chasing all along. Freedom. The freedom to wake up without an alarm for work. To move through your days without a single thought of, can I afford this? The ability to say yes to that dream without second-guessing if you've exhausted your vacation days. The freedom to never worry if that rent payment will drain you dry or if your retirement will be a slow surrender to mediocrity. Because, in the end, it was never about the money. It was about the one resource that matters more than anything else. The one thing you can never buy back. Time. Ask yourself, is trading away the best years of your life for a job that drains you truly worth it? Is your existence just a series of monotonous loops? Waking up, clocking in, working, coming home, numbing out in front of a screen, then drifting to sleep, only to rinse and repeat until you reach some distant finish line called retirement? How many precious hours have slipped through your fingers because of this endless cycle? Again, I remind you, this was never about the money. It was about reclaiming your time, your life. And if you don't wake up now, if you don't realize what's at stake, you risk sacrificing the dreams you were meant to live, all because you couldn't break free. So I ask you, how much more time are you willing to trade for things that don't truly matter? Congratulations, you have made it this far. It tells that you're clearly driven to unlock your true potential and make an impact on the world. Now it's time to take action. And to help you do that, I've got a little gift for you. Before that, let me say this. I've only scratched the surface when it comes to business, money, entrepreneurship, and personal development. These are vast topics that can't be fully covered in just one video. But here's the thing, I'll be diving deeper into these subjects in future videos. So if you're hungry for more insights and inspiration, make sure to subscribe and stay tuned. Together, we will explore the wisdom that I've gathered from top entrepreneurs, leaders, and years of hands-on experience. This is just the beginning of a journey to empower and elevate you. So don't miss out. Now, let's talk about the gift I've got for you. If you're ready to kickstart your journey to wealth and success, here are 5 game-changing books that will completely shift the way you think about money, entrepreneurship, and achieving greatness. These are the books that the successful people you admire have studied. At number 1, I have The Lean Startup by Eric Ries. This book is a must-read for any entrepreneur looking to create a scalable business. Eric Ries introduces the concept of lean methodology, emphasizing the importance of testing and validating ideas quickly through minimum viable products. It's a practical guide for reducing waste and iterating on business models in a way that maximizes resources. Second is Atomic Habits by James Clear. Success in business often hinges on the habits you develop. James Clear's book is a blueprint for creating good habits and breaking bad ones. Clear's actionable framework shows how small, consistent actions compound over time to lead to big results. Thirdly, I've got Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. This masterpiece was written during the early 20th century. It focuses on the psychology of success. Napoleon Hill's study of over 500 successful people, including Andrew Carnegie and Henry Ford, provides timeless principles for personal development and wealth building. At number 4 is The Hard Thing About Hard Things by Ben Horowitz. Ben Horowitz, co-founder of Andreessen Horowitz, offers a brutally honest perspective on the difficulties of running a startup. This book provides real-world lessons on managing challenges, making tough decisions, and navigating through uncertainty. And finally, Principles, Life and Work by Ray Dalio. Ray Dalio, one of the world's most successful investors, shares the principles that have guided his personal and professional life. His insights into decision-making, leadership, and building a thriving organization are invaluable for any entrepreneur. These books will provide you with a solid foundation in both the practical and psychological aspects of entrepreneurship. The lessons from these authors have inspired many successful entrepreneurs, including the likes of Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos. Remember, you don't need to be born rich to build wealth. All you need is the willingness to harness your gift, turn it into value, and scale it. The journey isn't easy, but the rewards are worth it. If you found this piece of work helpful, then stay glued and get ready for more enlightening and deeper topics.